guys, so tonight I'm doing things differently. So yesterday night I did some toning in front of my TV, watching some Netflix. I might discuss some of that I'm watching. What I was watching, actually, I'm going to touch on it. It was these scammers who are scamming these women, and these two women go around like trying to get information to help bust these people. So it's interesting because I'm seeing different things in the predators that I've been had experiences with in the past. So it's interesting because they're showing different versions of them. One is very shy and kind of playing the victim, but one is very charming and overly confident. And so it's definitely inspiring me to make some content with what I have in my experience. But tonight the video is about yoga poses, and I'm doing the thing that I don't want to do. I don't enjoy yoga. I don't want to do yoga, but I do need to stretch, and I still need to practice the pause. And so I bought this years ago, I would say in 2021. And all it is a bunch of yoga poses. And so what I'm going to do is, I'm not a yogi. I'm not a professional yoga person. I never want to be one. That's not something I have a goal of. I would like to be able to do yoga in my backyard on the grass when I have a privacy fence. So like if I fall, it's not going to hurt because it's on the grass. And then I like to be outdoors as much as I can. So that would be kind of cool. But I also have a dream of attaching a sunroom to the back. I just showed the picture to my daughter, and even she's like, yeah, that would be really freaking cool if you had that off the back of your house. And that would be cool to be in that room doing yoga. I don't want to do it in my living room right now because I've always been in my living room. And like I said, if I can be or feel like I'm outdoors, that's the best place for me. So we're not there yet, so I'll do it now. Another bonus is look for areas around you. Like, because I don't have a swimming pool right now, there are other areas to swim, and that's what I'm gonna have to go to until I get my swimming pool. So there are things that just because you don't have them, you have access to them, and sometimes that's just gonna have to be good enough. And then you might realize, I thought I wanted to swim more, but I don't enjoy that much. So maybe you don't need that on your list, but maybe you'd be like, I really want more of this, and I need to prioritize this over something else, right? This also helps me when I start going after my goals and stuff to look at things that I want and what needs to be done before those. So let's think about this. If I want a sunroom on the back of my house, the siding either needs to be repaired, as in painted again, or replaced, right? And I don't really care which way it is. I don't know. I haven't looked at it, but like things need to be done before you attach something to the house, from what I understand, right? And then I'm probably not going to prioritize the patio because there's going to be a flooring to that sunroom where the floor is now. So now I don't need to worry too much about that. So now I can kind of focus on what I would do with those patio stones. And I want some area down below where there's grass. I would like it not to be grass because I don't like walking on wet grass. So I kind of like, I'm a big planner like this, but then I also think like once you get into these things and realize what it's going to take to get to these things, then I start to realize, like, do I really want those things? Now the sunroom, yes, I'm always going to want that sunroom, but it's going to be like $100,000. So I might just have to enjoy being outside. That might be just it. I don't know. Until I get that, that's what I'm going to have to make do. And sometimes the making do is good enough, and sometimes you realize, like, this is good for now, but I'm not stopping. So another thing I just want to touch on is right now I'm currently working on something as well. I found a beanbag at the curb. And I was like, I've always wanted a beanbag. I thought they look comfy, they look cozy. When my kids are over, I think they would like to sit in it. And so the guy was out, and I said, I'm going to take this because it was out at the curb. He's like, yeah, no problem. He did not tell me that it had been peed on by dogs. I don't know if it was his dog, or like I have a thing where I guess my neighbors walk their dogs and they don't think about that their dogs are peeing on stuff. It's just, it is what it is. And so I'm like, that could have happened too. And so I took this beanbag home. It did not have a lining in it, but the beads were in there. And so for me, I want this beanbag, and I realized I've got to either buy a lining, find a lining, or sew up the holes. First things first, I have to wash the bag. So I had to empty all these little styrofoams into my tub, and then I had to throw the bag in the machine to wash it, and that was the easiest part. The hard part is I had to clean with dish soap and warm but not hot, because I don't want to melt these little styrofoam balls. I had to clean them all in like a washing machine, but in the tub. And I don't want pee. I don't want to sit on, I have pee trauma from the pets that I've had. I don't want pee. I don't want to smell it. I don't want to feel it's there. So like I got to clean these little styrofoam balls to make sure the water gets and the soap gets all throughout them. So think about the fillings of a beanbag chair in your tub, and now I have to get those out of the tub with the water, but I've washed off the soap and now I have to get these. Now the thing is, I can't keep these wet because they'll get moldy or something, right? Or musty or mildewy. So now I've got layers and layers of these little styrofoam balls that I need to get. Now I also had an appointment the next day, so I needed access to that tub to be able to take a shower. And so now I've got a little bit of a timeline, and now I've got a little bit of motivation, and now I've got a situation. So now I got to get these balls out to an area where they're not going to sit and get moldy and mildewy or whatever, like, you know, what water does when it has organic material. Even though it's styrofoam, that can still, I don't want to leave it to find out. I have water trauma, I have urine trauma, I have so many issues of having to deal with these, like, I have wet basements, you know, anyways. So now I've got all these things, and I might take a video of it later. So, like, it's so interesting. Like, if I'm willing to do this for a beanbag chair that is not in perfect condition, like, I just don't think some of my haters understand, like, how motivated I am. And, like, that's just for a beanbag chair in my home for me and my kids. Can you imagine, like, the life that I'm going after? And, like, it's interesting. Some of these people think they're going to stop you and that they're just going to create some sort of hurdle for you. But it's like, dude, like, I'm going to keep going. I'm never going to stop. Am I going to revise myself? Yeah. Is it going to take me a little bit longer than I thought? Maybe. That's character building. That's perseverance. That's resilience. Those are all skills that you need to develop to become successful. What you don't need to become successful is targeting, bullying. You don't need that. It's a short-term effect. It's not going to last you a long time. It's not going to get you the friends that you want or the respect. It's going to get you a lot of people who aren't going to maybe say it to your face, but behind your back they're going to say, I don't want to be around that person. And so it's interesting. This is just me for a beanbag chair. Can you imagine me working towards the life I want to live? Like, I just don't think these people realize how determined I am, and how, while I do have a little distraction here or there, I do have a setback. That's normal. That is life. That is what happens. And it's what I do with those things that pop up, or those haters that want to try to trip me up. It's what I do with that situation, and what I've done with it time and time and time and time and time and time again. I don't think some of these people understand, like, when they target me, when they try to trip me up, like, what it actually does. I fall down, I get a perspective, and I get back up again. It's just what I do, and it's what you do too if you're watching this. And if you're a hater watching this, I mean, you can keep trying. If you want to keep trying me, I'm just getting more practice. I'm just flexing that muscle of haters, because I expect haters where I'm going, because I'm never going to stop growing. I'm always going to be up there. I'm going to be elevating. We're growing up. People are going to see me. I'm going to get more in the spotlight. With that, you get more haters. So the experience I've had, you just given me more time to flex that muscle in order to build my strength around haters. I'm never going to stop. If I did that for a beanbag chair, I thought about recording it, and I'm just not that type to record every little situation in my life, but I think it's an interesting story to tell. Like, there's things that you're doing, and like, maybe you think, like, this is a waste of time, but, like, it's not. Some of the things that you do are going to help you do something else. Some of these things seem silly now, but it's important to you, and it's going to be important in life. So do what you want to do, and make the choices that you feel are good for you, because some people are going to tell you not to do things, and I just spent way more time repairing and washing a thrown out beanbag chair, when in reality, the hours that I spent doing it, I could have bought probably 3 of them. But that's not the point. It's better for the environment. Not only that, but it's something that I didn't give up on when I realized it was going to take way longer than I thought it would. And I just took my time, I took a break, and then I got back at it. And at one point I thought, should I just throw this out and forget it? And I said, no. So I've been there, I've done that, and I just keep, I can't stop growing. I don't know what to tell you. So don't let your haters stop you. If you're experiencing haters, they are just building your muscles. They are just building your strength, and if you just need to see it like that. This is not, it may seem like there's more of them than you, and that's not an issue either. They are careless, you are courageous. There's a difference. You are not the same. So remember, keep going. If you need to take a break, take a rest, and get back at it. And sometimes you have to revise the plan. Sometimes you gotta, like, maybe I really don't want to do this, but I want to do something like this. And maybe I don't like this part of what I'm doing, but I really appreciate this, but I don't know how to do it. Okay, remember, sometimes the fastest way to get there is not the best way. Sometimes you got to take a break and be like, this doesn't feel authentic to me. This still feels like I'm grabbing for something outside of me. I'm still using someone outside of me. I'm codependent. Like sometimes people will make videos and they're like bitching at about other people. Look what this person is doing. Look at this. And while that can be helpful in some areas, but if you're always picking at somebody else to make content, that's not great. That's not a great place to be. And that's one of the reasons I also kind of pulled away from the cards, because it really felt like, yes, it's important to reflect on your past, but it's also important to focus on your future. And the idea is to learn how to manage when you come across haters, not to always be obsessing about the haters. That's not the goal. The haters aren't the focus here. They want to be in their spotlight, but it's not. They're in the past. These people are meant to be in your past. And while you are going to see versions of them coming up, it's not supposed to take that obsession like it did in the past. They're not meant to take up that much space, you know? You're just meant to walk by them and, oh, another hater. Okay, I've seen this before. They're miserable in their life. They don't know what they want. They don't know how to get there, and they hate that I'm there. Okay, so just keep going. It's going to take you a little bit longer. That's okay. That is okay. Good things take time to grow. You don't want to pick green strawberries. Nobody wants a green strawberries. You want to wait for the red ones. Those are the ones that taste the best, right? Cherry tomatoes, we pick them when they're ripe because that's when they taste the best. You need to wait until you're ripe, because that's when you're going to be at your best. Don't settle, don't stop. Just restart, reset, and move forward. You got this. You always did.